has not responded to that, and neither has the UAE, but you can bet that they will at some point very soon. In addition to the breaking news that the UAE has been under attack in the last hour by Iran, they've also been attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz, and the reason for that is that they are declaring that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. And what I'm going to get to is President Trump announced an initiative today called Project Freedom that he says is going to open the Strait of Hormuz and escort ships out of the Persian Gulf so that they can leave.
Communism, and I didn't prove it to you. Here's a threat like that in the meeting. We won't even get close to just breaking the blockade.
Did it strike it, or did it chase it off? Because if you struck it, it's probably not going anywhere. Especially, they say they hit it. If they just steered it and they turn around and leave, then they didn't strike it.
We will start to recognize.
These are missiles apparently taking off. There's like 8 or 9 missiles that were shown taking off in that one clip, but they said that they struck a U.S. Navy ship with 2 missiles. Now, the Iranians actually put out a video they claim is proof that they struck that Navy ship. They put out this video here.
Yeah,
and as you can see there, large explosion. It looks like a Navy ship for sure.
Whoa,
and that
nasty.
ship ends up going down. But here's the problem with that. This video has been shown to be about 9 years old from a decommissioned U.S. Navy ship that was sunk off of Kauai in Hawaii, somewhere out in the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so this is fake news at its finest. Information warfare. This is not a U.S. Navy ship in the Strait of Hormuz getting struck. And besides, it said it struck it with 2 missiles. That wouldn't even be a missile. That was like an underwater explosion right there. So nice try again there, IRGC. Now, they are broadcasting on the radio that the Strait of Hormuz is now completely closed. Nobody can go through, and it's all American.
Now, someone else, they try to blatantly show like a lot of those funded lines and connected to whatever loops and groups here in media. Some of the same ones thinking it was funny, or I don't know if funny is the right word. Yeah, like just trying to trick people in general. Or the news stations sending them fake doctored videos, old stuff. Kind of like they do with the child and animal pornography. A lot of that is old recycled stuff. A lot of it's fake. And then there's real stuff blended in. Right, so I mean these are tactics used by good and bad forces, so to speak.
The IRGC came out with another, tweet, I guess, that was on Fox this morning talking about...
And as you can see, some people do it just for a prank, right? They were just joking around. Thought it was funny. All the other kids were doing it, trying to prank the news stations and trick them. Right. And so then they'll consider that national security threats, people being able to mess with them as though they've somehow bypassed their security or something, and it's like, no, people are just getting sent messages and stuff and not taking it with a grain of salt, they're taking it with a boulder. Whew. Well, you know what? I got the message and it's what I believe, so we're just going to report it anyways. Because, we're just doing the information we're given and what we believe. I know, it gets so old. It gets so old. And then they get people who work within those systems. Like it's become a thing just to try to get a job within those places to help trick people.
And let's see, Scott Bassett was on Fox talking about it yesterday.
It's a business. It's another whole business.
More than 300 vessels leave. That they can fire on them. They're I think it's called the Mosquito Navy. It's being swatted. Numerous ships, maybe in double digits, that have been destroyed. And the U.S., we are just firing if fired upon. We are not the provocateurs here. But if the...
Whoa, hang on a minute. He's saying we're only firing if fired upon. I think that was a misstatement on his part. That is not, repeat, not the rules of engagement that President Trump has laid out, both on Truth Social and in person. He was saying that I've authorized the U.S. military to fire at any vessel that is threatening the Strait of Hormuz.
Iranians want to escalate here. We are willing to escalate.
This is clearly a test of Iran as well as we speak, correct?
It is a test of Iran, but again, this is a ragtag band of pirates. The great U.S. military, we've destroyed their Air Force, we've destroyed the General Navy. Their battle lines along the strait have been destroyed. So
he's really trying to convince the American people that, we have this in the bag. There's no threat from Iran right now. President Trump put out in his Truth Social account a long statement, very lengthy statement about this, and so I'm going to just read some excerpts from it here. First, he says, "I've told my representatives to inform them that we will use the best efforts to get their ships and crews safely out of the strait. In all cases, they said they will not be returning until the area becomes safe for navigation and everything else. This process, called Project Freedom, will begin Monday morning, Middle Eastern time." Now, there are reports coming out now that at least 2 ships have been escorted through the Strait of Hormuz since that took effect by U.S. Navy destroyers. Iran says that hasn't happened, but other news agencies say it has. One of the ships that Iran struck with 2 drones was this ship. It's called the MV Baraka. And it was empty, but it's an oil tanker that was trying to leave the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump went on to say more about this. He said, "The ship movement is merely meant to free up people, companies, and countries that have done absolutely nothing wrong. They are victims of circumstance. This is a humanitarian gesture on behalf of the United States, Middle Eastern countries, but in particular, the country of Iran." You can see here, there still is not a lot of traffic going through the Strait of Hormuz. But what we do see is right down in here, the United States has created a new secure corridor that goes very close to this point right here in the south. So the original shipping corridor was right smack in the middle of the Strait of Hormuz, and it was 2 miles wide going one direction, 2 miles separation between the 2 lanes, and 2 miles wide going the other direction. So 6 miles of corridor right there in the middle of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has said, that is no longer safe. Nobody can go through that way. The only way you can go through is to coordinate with us and to come right up through here and go between Larak Island.
When this comes out, or if it does,
were right down in this area.
we are currently
So it's obvious that Iran can still threaten.
being tailed by Cuban intelligence here in Havana.
Donna just discovered that on Vinted, she can easily earn extra cash.
Yeah, that becomes like an old part of the unveiling, like when a lot of the stuff starts getting exposed. Of course, a lot of different outlets there are going to have people exposing a lot of those things. I know, and they're going to be getting threats and, oh no, held against their will. Aw. Right, I mean, they play these games, and it's just sick and disgusting. It seems like just a lot of fluff. Yeah, I mean, if you really care, I mean, you'd report the actual facts and concerns. I mean, we know there's fraud. I'm pretty sure people were screaming about that in 2010. And it's just interesting, a lot of the people who seem to be profiting from exposing that fraud are heavily connected to the people who profited from that sick shit. So, I mean, I take it all with a grain of salt. I don't really need to promote or downcast anybody. We're just speaking the truth. And we're trying to get that acknowledged and get help for these children that have been fucked and tortured in the custody of sick, murderous pedophiles. Yeah, that shit needs to be exposed, and how that's been being fed to a lot of the activist groups. Yeah, some of which, when you start making the connections, I know, some of them are exposing the fraud, too. They're helping get the child pedo watchers and helping to expose the fraud. Wow. How did that happen? I hope so. Fucking gross, man. Let's get real already. Speak like normal people about the actual concerns. Enough with the fucking fluff, dude. I mean, I like a fluff sandwich. You know, Fluffernutter? Fluffernutters are awesome. But this kind of fluff, no. I find it absolutely disgusting. Inhumane. What's on the menu? Oh, you're eating dog burgers? Nice. You must be out of the country. Is that legal in the States now in some places? Really? When did they change that?
Oh, that's nice, man.
So they did an act in 2018. Interesting. Right on that COVID time, huh? Part of a 2018 farm bill explicitly prohibits the following activities. You cannot slaughter dogs or cats for human consumption. Why? I mean, what's off limits? Just dogs and cats? It is raining cats and dogs. Yeah. So cows are okay, pigs are okay, chickens. What else? Squirrels? Squirrels? What about squirrels? I mean, I think even when it comes to cows and pigs and chicken, if you slaughter an animal and try to sell it to people to eat as meat, like, you can't do that. You'd get arrested for doing that, right? Unless you have a license and a farm, right? Now, what if you just start mowing down on some roadkill? That's fine. If someone tries to sell you the roadkill, then that's a problem. Got it. You can eat it if you want, but... Right, but then who has to, if they get some kind of fucked up rabies disease, then they're going to go to the hospital and expose other people. Wait. First I played with Jed, and then Mommy came. It is legal. You can eat the fucking squirrels. Not the cats and dogs, though. Why not? So you mean to tell me they can eat Charlie and Sarah, my pets that I love dearly? But I can't eat Sammy? Little Poochie makes a really great burger. What the fuck's up with that? Folks, no. I have had it! I have had it! No, I'm done. I'm so fucking done. We can't fucking eat cats and dogs, but it's okay for them to chop up fucking Charlie and Sarah? Fuck you. What the fuck? So there are some regulations. You can hunt squirrels, it's legal. Doing so outside of the designated season or exceeding bag limits is considered poaching. Don't be a poacher. You get the eastern gray, the western gray, and eastern fox squirrels are commonly hunted. Red squirrels can also be hunted, often with fewer restrictions. So these motherfuckers passed a law in 2018. Just cats and dogs are off limit? You sick fucks. While they're mandating all these dangerous vaccines, getting the children away from the crazy demon weed smoking people and putting them to the hands of dangerous people. Yeah, when you look at what the fuck's been going on, it's not a joke. It is so bad, case after case after case after case, how sick and fucking disgusting and disturbing this is. You, buddy, need to wake the fuck up. And you, madame, you sick fucking nasty cunts. Pack your shit and get the fuck out of here. Sell your businesses. You are not welcome. As far as I'm concerned, you're not welcome on planet Earth. But I can tell you for sure, I'd fucking leave. I'd change the way you look. I'd change your names if I could. 'Cause your fucking heads are about to be fucking toast. Do you understand? Nice and slow roasted. You and your children. It's not a fucking threat. I'm just telling you the messages I'm getting from radicals all over the world who are fucking pissed what this child and animal pornography is doing in other parts of the world and how it strongs-arm different. It profits, a lot of profit when you start to see it. If you don't understand, these are some of the worst crimes. It doesn't get much worse than fucking and torturing innocent people. I'm sorry. That's the worst. I don't know how you can get any worse than that. So yeah, a lot of people, drug traffickers, Hardened criminals are fucking pissed. Politicians, Democrats, Republicans. There's a lot of people speckled throughout every fucking occupation, party, and religious system you can think of. And believe me, I can tell you, there's a common denominator. None of them are okay with the fucking and torturing of little kids. And to the ones that are, believe me, we got your fucking names and numbers. And we'll continue to put you up on the billboards for the radicals. And they're going to continue to come and get you and your children. It's not a fucking joke. It's for fucking real, and it's not a threat. We're telling you what's been happening, what's already been happening, and it's going to continue to happen until the facts are addressed. Do you understand the Western medicine shit with the vaccines and SSRIs and what they've been doing for years to people? Cherry picking who they let into our healthcare establishments and medical schools. Yeah, I'd wake the fuck up if I were you. This isn't a joke. My name's Mary, and we're at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine, and I have 4 children here. My youngest 2 are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles, and we will continue to speak out until the proper authorities here address the facts and concerns, and the radicals will continue to target innocent people. They've been killing them every day. It's not, how is it a threat when it's already happening? And we're just trying to help prevent it by telling people to wake the fuck up and acknowledge the facts and concerns. You could help save a lot of people. Yeah, because they're not only, because you have the radicals going around getting a lot of innocent people, right? Psychos thinking they're fighting demons, standing up for their sovereign rights. Right, and then you have the ones, that are going around taking out the people that deserve it, right? What's above the law? Underground. Yeah, I'd wake the fuck up if I were you. You have any other questions, comments, or concerns? My name is Mary. Facts are the facts, and it's pretty simple, folks. We have 4 kids here. My youngest 2 are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. His name's Michael Scott Garand. He was born 6/22/1984, and him and his sick mother, Shirley, are 2 of the most abusive people I have ever met in my life. I lived with them for 7 years. I think I know. Yeah, no, and what I witnessed and what we went through during that time, it's all well documented, and a lot of people are well aware of what's happening here. Yeah, when you look at the delusions and the state workers and the fucking druggies, and what they've been doing within our state departments and the lies and the fraud on top of everything else. And as you can see, they're desperately trying to cover that shit up and justify the targeting of innocent citizens. And people that they think are criminals. And whether or not they can justify someone as a bully, Nazi, deserves it, criminal, shoplifter, dangerous cartel family, gotta get these people off the street. Regardless of whatever investigation you think you're doing, the prostitution stings. The fucking adult men they have posing as 13-year-old girls. Messaging teachers nonstop, just trying to get one to say they might meet up with them. And then they go arrest them. I know, gotta get these dangerous people off the street that don't have children behind closed doors that are being watched 24/7, being messaged by grown men that your tax dollars pay to pose as 13-year-olds. Real cute. Right, so anyways, I mean, those investigations really, it's just more fuckery that fucking causes a lot of silence and chaos. So anyways, I really hope that the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine do what they're supposed to do to help these children. They make child and animal pornography. It's already been done. It's already been fed out. Look at the people in Florida trying to get these producers. Right. Much love, everybody.